Hello, everybody, and welcome to Country Craft Creations New Year's Eve crop. My project tonight is super simple. This will go together in about 30 minutes or so easily. I have done a very small waterfall folio. So I used 100-pound artisan cardstock for the base, and then there are two waterfalls inside. For mine, I ended up matting with Country Craft Creations Once Upon a Book because I know our evening tonight is Bridgerton themed, and I didn't really want to I thought about using Victorian teacups or, trying to do a project more themed to that, but I was like, you know what? I'm a book nerd. I loved the series. I have read the entire series, so let's go with this instead. So it is 6 by 8. There is a 1/2 inch spine. When you open it up, there are two waterfalls, both on belly bands, so you can stick other pictures or things underneath. Very simple, very straightforward. I used the 8 by 8 Once Upon a Book paper, which I didn't realize I still had any of, so that was, part of my decision too, as I was looking through my 8 by 8 papers and didn't realize that I still had some of this. So other than their top one, the rest of these are matted the same. I did not mat underneath or on the back, so there's room for pictures or journaling. You could actually use this to log your books that you've read for 2025. And it would just be a cute little project to if you need something really quick for someone, this is going to be a perfect project for that. I also matted it in Tinsel Time as well because this will fit into the accordion pocket that was at the back of my album I posted the week before Christmas. So I had said I was going to do a project that you could put this with, and this is the project. So let me open up our little puzzle page here. Get back in here. So this will slide right down here in that accordion pocket, and then everything closes right up on top of it. And lock our page back down, and there we go. Just like so. All right, so tutorial starts next. All measurements are given in the tutorial, and because this is the New Year's Eve crop, the measurements are also in the description box below, along with links to the supplies if you decide you want to order those after the New Year's crop and make this exactly. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is going to go together super fast. So I have 2 pieces of 100-pound White Artisan. One of them is 6 by 8. That one doesn't need any scoring. The other is 7 by 8, and we're going to score that at 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and miter and move that out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and fold and burnish just that first score line. And then grab our glue. And attach our 6 by 8 piece to the tab. And the reason we're not folding that second score line yet is that we can get this all nice and lined up and burnished down and adhered the way we want it. And then we can come back, fold over our other score line, and burnish that down. And there's our base. Super easy. Okay. Next up, you need 12 pieces, 3.5 by 6. So your flaps on this are going to be 3.5 by 5.5 when you're done. So pictures, you'll just trim down 4 by 6 pictures for this. print out, 3x4 and do it more like a Polaroid style. It is entirely up to you, but you need 12 pieces that are 3.5 by 6. You're going to score every one of those at 1/2 inch with the 6-inch side at the top of the scoreboard. Okay, so I have scored all of my pieces already. Then you need 2 pieces that are 3.5 by 9. You're going to score at 1/2 inch, turn it all the way around, and 1/2 inch again, or 1/2 inch and 8.5 inches. Okay, so those both need to be mitered. Our waterfall pages do not, because we are going to do these, build the waterfall itself on top of our belly bands here. Okay, the last piece, and you should have, because it takes 2 full sheets of artisan to get all 12 of your little waterfall flaps. You should have 2 pieces left over that are 1.5 inches wide. Okay, so you're cutting your 12 inches, you're going 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. This is what you have left. Okay, we are going to score these at 3 5/8, 3 3/4, 7 3/8, and 7.5. You're going to do that on both of these. Okay, because this is going to be our little closure for our waterfall, and it's just going to slide, I think. Actually, no, I don't think that works, because then they're too long. I think I did my math wrong. What else is new, right? Okay, so I am going to start by folding one end of my belly band, and then I'm going to fold and burnish my first few waterfall pages. Okay. All right, so you're going to build this upside down, like always, because we're doing it on a belly band. It's going to make it super easy to line it up and get it straight, because you're just going to keep it straight with the outside edges of your belly band. Okay. And again. Oops. So I'm dropping things everywhere. Okay. And that's where I'm thinking, okay, ignore the 2 1.5 inch pieces for now, because I clearly cannot do math. Actually, you know what? No, I know what we're going to do. Don't ignore the 2 1/2 pieces, because I just had a thought. Okay. And then for our last one, I'm going to fold it and burnish it. I'm going to go both directions on this, because we are going to attach this like so, and hopefully we're not too long. Okay, so those are all going to fold over like that. We can now fold our bottom part of our belly band, grab our base, and we can go ahead and put this in. So I'm going to give you two options. My initial plan, before I realized that my pages go all the way to the bottom, which is what I wanted, and I was going to do this as like a little slider piece. However, there's not enough space for it to slide completely off. So what you can do is feed it through the back like so. Okay. You would glue it onto the back, fold it over like this, and you can add a magnet. Okay. So you would have a little magnetic closure that opens up like so. Of course, you would trim off this excess. Or you can do the same thing with ribbon. So I have this pretty pink ribbon that I picked up when I was in the shop in person a couple weekends ago. And I am going to try really hard to not have to cut too much and waste this, but as we know, I am bow challenged, so there's no guarantee. Aha, there we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take a little piece of score tape on the very back here to attach my ribbon to. Like so, and then we can go ahead and center this up and glue this into our base. Okay, like so. And then you're going to repeat for the other side. So I'm not actually going to use my 1.5 inch, but if you've got magnets that you want to use, that's how you could use those still for your closures. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to fold and burnish all of my little waterfall pieces here. Okay. And then we're going to do it again. Like so. This is a good, easy project if you are new to waterfalls or you're intimidated by waterfalls. This is a good project because this one is a super easy one to do, very easy to put into the project, and if you don't like how it came out, you're only out a sheet and a half, a couple sheets of paper. Because of course we haven't matted anything or decorated anything. I am going to be using the CCC collection Once Upon a Book because, as we all know, our New Year's event this year is Bridgerton themed. And while I could have used Victorian teacups, which would have been a good, on theme paper, I am a bookworm. 1000%. When I'm not down here crafting, I'm reading. Like that's, and I have read and loved all of the Bridgerton books. So that is why I went with Once Upon a Book as my paper. I think I need to take just a hair off the end of this, rather than Victorian teacups, which is absolutely stunning. but this one seems wide. I don't know why. Oh well, it's fine. All right, so then I'm going to do the same thing we just did. Well, actually, I'm going to do it the opposite way, like I had just done it, because that worked really well. Okay, so I'm going to unroll some of my ribbon. I will tie my little bow. Which, you know, I say I'm bow challenged, literally. You just watched me tie this. Do you get it now? I am not good at that at all. And I never have been, so there you go. Okay. And my ribbon wants to come unrolled on me. All right, so I'm going to slide this about halfway down, flip it over, go ahead and put my score tape underneath. And burnish that down. And then go ahead and put this in. On the other side. All that's left at this point is matting and decorating because they did not stay. Oh my gosh, seriously. Literally everything I have touched today, this is what's happened. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay, so we're going to burnish this down better because I didn't do that. All right, so at this point, matte, decorate. Once you get pattern paper on here, even if you're just using regular artisan, you don't have the 100-pound, it will still work just fine. This will fit into the accordion pocket on my Tinsel Time album that I did there like the week before Christmas. In fact, you will have seen that version of it on the walkthrough. But that's about all there is to it. If you wanted to add more ribbon to tie this closed, you could, which I probably will end up doing with this once I get some matting down. But there you go. That is your super easy waterfall folio for our New Year's Eve crop. Thank you for watching. Bye.